Let me back up a second, because if you'd just seen what went down on my ranch, you'd be wondering how in the world it got that far. Picture this. I'm standing in a cloud of dust, boots planted in the hard Texas dirt, staring down Linda Hartley, Queen of Beige herself, as she screeches about bylaws and boundaries like she's running her own empire. Two deputies are with her, one fresh-faced, one looking like he's seen 3 wars and a bad divorce. She's waving a manila folder like it's divine law. And the kicker? She's trying to have me arrested on my own land. My name's Jake Miller. Folks around here know me as a rancher, a fixer, sometimes a stubborn old mule. Mostly, I'm just trying to keep 100 years of family sweat from being swallowed by progress. My life usually comes in 2 flavors: not enough rain or too much government. Sometimes, I get both before lunch. Linda's the president of the Cedar Ridge Estates Homeowners Association, a woman in a blazing red pantsuit, hair sprayed into submission, glaring at my old red barn like it personally offended her. To her, my barn's a blight, my cows are a nuisance, and my fence is an act of rebellion. Her world is manicured lawns and plastic fences. Mine's mud, sweat, and stubborn pride. It all started with a piece of paper. I came home one night, sunburned and half dead from hauling hay, to find a notice taped to my front gate, an official violation claiming my barn's color wasn't HOA approved. Here's the problem. I'm not even in her HOA. The Miller Ranch has been here since before Cedar Ridge existed. My granddad built that barn before Linda's neighborhood was a line on a map. I read it, laughed, and used it to start the fire in my burn barrel. Rural recycling, we call it. I figured that'd be the end of it. But folks like Linda don't let things end. A week later, I'm out fixing fence when I hear her voice slicing through the air. She's there, with those same 2 deputies. The older one, Deputy Morales, looks tired already. Linda's pointing at me like I'm a fugitive. That man is defying a legal compliance order, she yells. Arrest him. My girlfriend Emily is behind me, phone camera rolling. Smile for the camera, Linda, she says, sweet as honey but sharp as barbed wire. I stay calm. My daddy always said, when folks get loud, you get quiet. I lean on the fence post. Ma'am, I say evenly. As my lawyer told you, my ranch has never been part of your association. You're on your side of the line. I'm on mine. Morales sighs. She's right, ma'am. County records show Miller Ranch isn't under Cedar Ridge jurisdiction. That should have been the end. But not for Linda. She whips out a thick binder. According to the preliminary annexation filings from 2006, this parcel was designated for future integration. I have the right to enforce aesthetic cohesion. I laugh. Aesthetic cohesion? It's a barn, not a beauty pageant. She glares. Your truck is a commercial vehicle. And those chickens, unauthorized livestock. Emily pans her phone. Dangerous chickens, she whispers. Deputy Morales shakes his head. Ma'am, this is civil. Take it to court. Linda turns crimson. This isn't over, she shouts before storming off to her illegally parked golf cart. Morales tips his hat to me. Sorry for the circus, he mutters. But it wasn't over. The next morning, I found the main water valve to my cattle troughs chained shut, padlocked with CRAHOA stamped on it. My cattle were suffering in the heat. That wasn't bureaucracy anymore, it was cruelty. I snapped the lock, restored the flow, and pocketed the evidence. That night, I sat under the oak with my flashlight, waiting. Around 2 a.m., 2 figures crept up, Linda and some hired muscle. He carried an axe handle. She had another lock. You think you're above the law, she hissed. I stepped from the shadows, flashlight blazing. Looking for something? She froze. The thug raised his axe handle. Official business at 2 a.m.? I said, you're trespassing, and I've got it all on camera. I texted Morales a clip. He replied instantly, keep filming. We'll handle it. Linda backed off, muttering threats. But I knew this had crossed into open war. The next day, Emily and I uploaded everything. Cops might arrest her, sure, but Linda would lawyer up and come back swinging. We needed offense, not defense. Then came the drone. A sleek white one that buzzed my barn every morning, snapping photos. A week of it. Sheriff said it was a gray area. Linda loved gray areas. So one afternoon, I'd had enough. I roped that drone right out of the sky. Emily laughed until she cried. Taped underneath was a violation notice, unapproved agricultural equipment. But the real gold was the SD card inside. On it, hours of footage, not just of me, but of half the neighborhood, people's yards, windows, kids. And there she was, Linda, on a phone call, bragging about faking annexation documents and planning to seize my ranch for redevelopment. That was fraud. Plain and simple. We took it to Bob Jenkins, a retired county surveyor who'd mapped this land decades ago. He compared Linda's survey with official maps and laughed. See this marker? That's a GPS benchmark from 2019. Her map says it's from 2006. That's forgery. He signed an affidavit on the spot. We gathered every bit of proof, maps, video, sworn statements, and marched to the county office. The commission listened, nodded, and said, "You'll need to take it to court." Bureaucracy at its finest. Emily and I left furious but determined. That night, we sat on the porch under a bruised sky, and she said, "We've been fighting on her turf. Time to change the game." She was right. Before I came back to the ranch, I'd spent 20 years as a software architect designing financial platforms for HOAs nationwide, including Cedar Ridge. Buried in that system was a failsafe, a digital audit key. If triggered, it froze all outgoing payments and alerted the state for a full audit. I logged in with old credentials, uploaded the evidence, and hit yes. Next morning, Cedar Ridge was chaos. Accounts frozen, trash uncollected, grass knee-high, residents furious. "Why are we paying to sue a rancher?" they demanded. Emily rallied them. According to bylaws, 25% could force a recall vote. Within 48 hours, they had over half. The clubhouse meeting was standing room only. Linda's face was pale as ballots poured in. When her hired man tried to steal the box, a sweet old lady with roller derby reflexes tripped him flat. The crowd cheered. Emily filmed the whole thing. But instead of posting it online, we saved it for the state HOA summit. There, in a packed conference hall, I took the mic. "I've got a case study," I said. Emily plugged in her laptop. The video rolled. Linda's lies, the forged map, the ballot theft. When it ended, a man stood up. "State Attorney General's office," he said. "We need to talk." They launched an investigation. Within days, Linda Hartley was arrested for fraud, embezzlement, and election tampering. When the deputies cuffed her at my fence, Deputy Morales called out, "Drop the axe handle, Linda." She finally did. For the first time, my land was quiet again. The audit revealed years of stolen HOA funds. The board dissolved itself. Neighbors took over as a volunteer committee. Beige gave way to real community. With the restitution money, I fixed the barn roof, still bright red, still proud. And Emily and I started the True Line Foundation, a free resource for anyone bullied by HOAs. We posted recall guides, legal templates, and lawyer connections, all for free. Word spread fast. Veterans, single parents, retirees, they all reached out. People fighting fines over flags, ramps, or garden gnomes. Every story echoed mine. Soon, the foundation grew into a network across the country. We hosted workshops in pizza shops and town halls, teaching folks how to fight back. Every success story felt like another post driven into solid ground. Years later, Miller Ranch became a symbol of hope. People stopped by just to see the red barn, to say thanks, or to share their own battles. Kids helped repaint it every spring, volunteers laughed over barbecues, and old fences turned into friendships. Sometimes, Emily and I sit on the porch with coffee, watching the sun rise over the land we nearly lost. Duke, our old ranch dog, snores at our feet. Life's quiet again, but never small. Because what started as one man's stubborn stand turned into a movement. If you're out there staring down your own bully, wondering if you've got the strength, trust me, you do. You're not alone. The world's full of folks just waiting to stand beside you. So here's to red barns, good fences, and people who refuse to back down. That's what freedom looks like out here under this big Texas sky. And if you ever find yourself driving past a bright red barn at dawn, stop by. The porch light's on, the coffee's hot, and there's always room at the table for one more stubborn soul.